Hello, fellow residents of Sanctuary. It is the Beeve, and we are on the test server finally. Finally got some time off to actually, do a video here, and I kind of wanted to go give you a little heads up, basically on like tempering and masterwork at the moment. So, with the new tempering and masterworking of the gear and weapons and jewelry, it's a lot different than it was before. You're no longer, getting pluses to increasing your affixes. Unfortunately, hitting my mouse, and there we go. You're not getting increases to the affix anymore, like we went over in the patch notes the other day. You are just getting, when it comes to the rings, you're getting like more resistance. When it comes to the gear pieces, you're getting more armor. And when it comes to the weapons, you're getting more damage per second. To show this off slightly here, like, I have this great sword here, this two-handed sword. Its damage per second is 691. When you go look at this other one down here, that's only a 750, so that doesn't really work. Let's
gamble.
Let's see here.
Hello, shining beauty.
Neither of those popped either. Alright. Here we go. So, on this two-handed greatsword here, we are looking at 691 damage per second at 800 item power. Right here, we are looking at one that isn't masterworked as 596 damage per second, so a difference of 95. The masterworking does not really increase the damage as much as I would have hoped that it would have done so. Tempering is nice to the fact that, like, we're gonna just choose this sword that we picked up here, go into weapons, and we're playing a Hoda build at the moment, so chance for Hammer of the Ancients to deal double damage. We're going to pick that, and it's going to roll somewhere between 34 to 40% on this sword. So there we got 36.4%. We can re-roll it, hoping to get higher. But I mean, that's all the more random that it has on the tempering anymore. It's just, how high you can get that percentage to roll. You can do this indefinitely as well, from my understanding, with like restoration scrolls, which I think I have. Maybe I don't. Thought I had one or two, but I guess I don't. Not currently. So, regardless. To go in, we just put that, extra, chance for damage, chance for Hoda to deal double damage. Then when we go into our masterworking, we can select this sword, and you'll see it has a quality of 0 of 20, and your damage per second goes up because of that quality. So, that time I hit it, and it went up 3. It has a chance to go somewhere between, I can't remember what they said, 1 and 3, I think was the total. I can't remember exactly, but your masterworking materials, it doesn't take a whole lot of the material at this point. But you are masterworking it more as well. But it's taking like 50 opticite right now to be able to improve it. And there's a chance, like you just seen it, go at 3. That time it went up by 2. Another 2, another 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, and now we're at max. So this final roll here now is going to put a Masterwork affix on the weapon, which is going to turn one of the current non-greater affixes into a greater affix. Choose this, and look, it hit chance for Hammer the Ancients to deal double damage. So, cool. Now, if you have this Nether Iron and you didn't like what you rolled, you can roll it again until you get what you like. It does cost 1,000 Obdicite to re-roll it, so it's not cheap to do so. But the Nether Iron, you get this from World Bosses, Infernal Hordes, Escalation Dungeons, and Belial the Lord Alive. Obdicite, we're getting that from Nightmare Dungeons, Infernal Hordes, Undercity, so that's pretty easy to find. The Nether Iron will have to be farmed from, you know, World Bosses, Infernal Hordes, or Escalation Dungeons, or Belial. I can rarely be collected from elite monsters in Nightmare Dungeons, but I'm guessing that's going to be in very rare situations. So that is basically how Masterworking works now and Tempering works now. And you can see both of these swords now have the same damage per second. It went up by, you know, like I said, 95. It's not doing a whole lot of damage. Now, the next part of all of this, everyone say hi to Mrak here. He's the vendor of cheats. He's the one that you go to get, you know, random runes, equipment, and stuff like that. This is how this is how the PTR works. So everyone say hi to Mrak, the vendor of cheats. All right, so this season's mechanic is this Heavenly Forge. Maybe not completely this season, but going forward, I'm sure it's going to be there too. This season's mechanic, I guess, is more of the divine gifts here, which, you know, we'll get into a later video and whatnot. They're not end all be all type of things, but they do add some cool. They do add some cool effects, but they don't really add power to you. So it's not like other seasons where it was, you know, contributing to your damage. It's more of contributing to, you know, what things kind of drop and whatnot. Like, in particular, this corrupted one right here, the Essence of Squalor. I have this in the corrupted slot over here. Maggots spawn from falling meteors, and all maggot attacks will consume one of your health potions. The rewards for this are maggots and hell tides can drop experience globs. If this was in the purified over here, it would be worth double the experience globs. But this one we have the Essence of Pain. The Pangs of Duriel can drop Socketables and Helltide doubled when purified. So we're getting gems and things like that dropping from things in Helltide. So just briefly going over that. But what I wanted to do next here, not trying to make this video too long, I wanted to show off the tempering, the masterworking, and I do want to actually go over the, there is a reputation board where you can go and, you know, just like every other season that we've done, you can progress through it from earning reputation and then collect your cash all the way up to being able to collect a spark. But this Heavenly Forge right here, this is where we can sanctify our gear, and I wanted to show you exactly how sanctifying gear works. Now, if you're going to sanctify something, it needs to be something that you are sure is good enough to do so. Like, there's There is a possibility that it could put something on, the sanctification can put something on that's going to help out a lot. Or there is a possibility that the sanctification will remove something that's helpful and put on something that makes it null and void to where you actually just brick your piece of equipment. So, not the biggest fan of this particular mechanic to the game that they're adding. But just for the sake of doing so, I have enough of the heavenly sigils here. So we're going to sanctify all this gear that really doesn't mean much to me here right now. Like, I can go get most of this, reacquire this very easily. So if I brick it, I brick it. It's not a big deal. I plan on making a Spiritborn to kind of run through and, you know, level through and see how that's performing. So this is just kind of my test of how the mechanics work. So let's first off, let's start with the Harlequin Crest. We are going to sanctify this first. We have 800 life, GA to maximum resource. There is a GA to the cooldown, but it doesn't show up because that was one of the affixes that was added from the Masterworking. And then we're getting 350 armor. This sanctification has the ability to do a lot of different things. So let's see what happens when we sanctify. So we got a new affix added to this, which is a total armor affix. That's actually not too bad. That's definitely not going to cause us to brick this piece of equipment by any means, so we'll take that. Let's sanctify the mantle here. Right now I have GAs on the armor and hammer of the ancients, and it GA'd the defensive stance as well, but once again it's not showing up yet because it's bugged in the system. The GA on the defensive stance is there, the number is there, it's just there's no little asterisk beside it. So we're going to sanctify this piece of gear, and it replaced an affix here. So what this did now is this took away the defensive stance aspect, which is actually a pretty nice feature to this this chest piece, and it added all stats. I mean, it's not terrible by any means, but I would have preferred to keep the defensive stance that was on there. Like the defensive stance was a +6, and defensive stance is right here. While fortified, you gain 9% damage reduction. I just lost like 18% damage reduction by that happening. To gain, what did we gain? 63 all stats. Yeah, that's not a good sanctification, unfortunately. And in case I haven't explained this already, or you don't know, once you sanctify these, they can no longer be modified. You can't do anything with them. You can't re-roll your greater affixes. You can't do anything with them. This piece of gear is now stuck like this forever. So I lost a GA. I lost a greater affix on this for 63 all stat. Definitely not cool. We're gonna do the gloves now. It added a new affix, another total armor affix. I guess you can't really go wrong with total armor. So it doesn't make this any worse or brick it by any means. So that's a good thing. Now if we go, we're gonna do the Tavalt's Will next. We're gonna sanctify it, and it just made the item indestructible. That's it. I mean, you'll never have to repair this again. So it is what it is. That's what it's sanctified as. Do the hooves of the mountain god here. We have 2 GAs on this, one on the Fury per second, one on Belligerent. And it made this one indestructible as well. So here we are we've seen 2 total armors and 2 indestructibles, and it replaced one of our good GAs with one that's not really helping us a whole lot. So, it is what it is. I guess we'll never have to repair those again. We're going to do the Melted Heart of Seelig next. See what this does for us here. A new affix is added. A total resistance. That ain't too bad. Definitely not too bad. Could be worse. Any way to raise your now toughness number, I guess, is a good thing. I still don't like how all this plays out. Like, sorry, don't mean to make this run too long, but I want to show you this. Like here's armor now. So, and all your resistances. See how they're just numbers now, and then it tells you what the percentage of them of those are. I don't know why these needed to change. I really don't. Especially like they added physical resistance, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. But like all the other resistances, like why did we need to change from a percentage base to this, which is still just a percentage base, but then there's a number attached to it? Like, it makes zero sense to me. Armor rating of 25,000 gets me, 76% damage reduction. So, once again, we're just adding numbers and still knowing what the damage reduction is. I don't like how they did this. It just makes it weird, and the higher you get these numbers, the more diminishing the return is on the percentage of damage mitigation there is to it. So, not a big fan of it, plain and simple. Alright, let's go back to some sanctifying here. Alright, so Ring of Starless Skies, we're going to go ahead and sanctify that. New affix added. It added a maximum life affix. That's not a terrible thing. Not a terrible thing whatsoever. We can definitely run with that. Alright. We got a regular ring here with our Bold Chieftain aspect on it. And it made it indestructible. So we're never having to repair that again. Cool. Let's do our 2-handed mace. Go ahead and sanctify it. That item is now indestructible as well. So never have to repair it. Do our saber here. Item is indestructible. Rolamondis. This has been blessed by the high heavens. Okay, so here's our first one where it actually put a second legendary aspect on the piece of gear as well. This is probably what most people are gonna want to try to hit. The aspect it gave us is while above 56 fury, you are berserk, but 2 fury drains every second. So that's cool. But it's literally on a piece of gear that already drains resource. and we're draining more resource. So, don't know how much we like it. It is what it is. But it was a legendary aspect, so that's really cool. Now, finally, we're going to do our greatsword here, and item is indestructible. A lot of indestructible items going on here. Never have to fix anything again in Season 11. Because apparently it's just going to give everybody indestructible gear. Since we did this sword, let's go ahead and sanctify it and see what happens. Affix upgraded to a greater affix. So it upgraded an affix on this to a greater affix, which we normally get through the Masterworking to begin with. So between the sanctifying and the Masterworking, we turned a 1 GA sword into a 3 GA sword. So that is kind of nice. It's cool. But I don't know. Like, I don't like the I don't like how it works. I don't like how it's all thrown together here, and it's all random as it is. I just don't know. I seen a video earlier where a guy did a Iris of the Ophidium, the Sork necklace for the Hydra builds, and he had a GA to the intelligence on it, which is a great thing to have for a Sork. And he sanctified his equipment, and it took away the GA'd intelligence and gave him 7% more lightning damage. Multiplicative, but 7% more lightning damage, and it literally bricked his 2 or 3 GA necklace, and that's some of the things that you're going to run across. Now, if you never want to deal with that, then you can just not sanctify your equipment, plain and simple. To push into the end game, it might not be absolutely necessary to sanctify, but it's definitely going to give you a bonus or help in doing so by sanctifying your gear if you get good sanctifications. I can just see this season being people just stockpiling all kinds of different weapons and masterworking them and sanctifying them and hoping they get something more. I think it's going to make things so random and make getting good pieces of gear or pieces of gear that work properly with your build harder than it was before, and it wasn't easy before. Like, even when you had 3 affixes to choose from, you still had to hit 2 of the 3 because you could re-roll 1. Now you need to hit 3 of the 4, and then because you can only re-roll 1. So, and then your sanctification may take one of the ones away that you re-rolled and put something on there god awful. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It don't make much sense to me. I'd like to think they'll change it once they get feedback, because I don't think people are going to love this by any means. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. For me right now, not the definitely not for me. But I'm going to cut the video short there. I just wanted to go over the masterworking and everything. I'm going to be putting this up on the YouTube channel sometime tonight, and hitting the bed. It's already midnight here, but I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm going to be putting in some pretty good time tomorrow, and definitely making some more videos, possibly even streaming some of it as well, so people can see for themselves what the season looks like. But anyone that stuck it out, thank you very much. I appreciate it greatly. If you would give us a subscribe, give us a like, and we'll be back at it again here pretty soon. Thank you very much, guys, and happy adventuring.